Good morning, guys. Happy Friday. Man, that is crazy, man. Anthony Bourdain committed suicide yesterday. That's crazy, man. I just told my wife. You can see how our minds work differently. My wife goes, "Wasn't he the guy that was a cook for Commander's Palace?" And I was like, "No, he was in The Big Short." You know. But man, that's rough, man. That's sad.
Good morning,
Whoa,
guys.
Echo. That's sad though. I really liked him. Um, yeah, that's really sad, man. Seems like they're happening more often too. But man, that's a bummer. I know that's crazy too. Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain in just like 2 or 3 days. Sad, you know. All right, so moving on. That's sad though. I'm bummed out about it. But AXON up to 502, gapping up a small amount from these lows here at 466 or where it closed at 480. The biggest gapper that I like is probably EDAP. And you can see it's gapping up from 221 to 389, riding that VWAP along the way. Another one I'm looking at is DPW. I'm actually excited because I can trade this one on TradeNet and it's an 80-cent stock. And so I may get involved with this one today. We'll see. ZUMZ is gapping up from 27 to 31.75, almost 32. So that's an interesting one to watch as well. Another one I'm looking at is HEAR. It's technically gapping down some, but it's moving a decent amount in after hours, and it had a pretty big day yesterday as well. And so I'm curious to see where this one goes. Maybe a little bit more short bias with it. It all just depends. I don't know how big of a company Turtle Beach is, because I know this is Turtle Beach Headphone Company. But we'll see what this one does. I'm not going to say I'm biased either way towards it. CRON originally dropped down, and now it's pushing back up some. It's almost at break even, so curious to see where this one goes today as well. DOCU washing out really big here. You can see DOCU just dropping. It's technically still gapping up, but if you look at the 5-minute, it's a little bit more pronounced. You can see just a big drop from its highs at 61 down to 57. Still gapping up about $1.40 or so, and so gapping up technically, but big drop. PTI, I'm watching this one for the sole reason of it got right around these lows at 290. If it breaks 290, I may consider shorting it again, but I want to short it into a bounce. I think that's something I ultimately need to work on after yesterday in this last week in general. CXO gapping down a big amount. Let me see. I had a few more on my watch list. I don't know if it was public though, Randy. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, you know, it happens, you know. I mean, it's a sad news. You might as well profit a little bit from it, I guess. But one thing that I was noticing yesterday to kind of stray away from my watch list is that a few days ago, rumors, it was like 3 days ago, rumors that Kathleen Kennedy, the head of Lucasfilm at Disney, was either quitting or getting fired. So those rumors came out 3 days ago. And if you look at Disney stock, sure enough, the day it came out, Disney stock skyrocketed up to almost $1.03 at its high. So you can see this is the morning the news came out on Wednesday. And yeah, the market reacted to it for sure. And so it's kind of little stuff like that, even rumors, but just rumors can affect a stock, just like you can see it affected Disney. The rumor of Kathleen Kennedy being out of Disney, or out of Lucasfilm. And so, I mean, little rumors like that can affect the market. So especially hard news like that, I'm sure is going to affect it as well. PAVM salty. Yeah, I like PAVM as well. See if I can trade this one. I can trade this one. Good. All right, so that's 2 cheap stocks I can trade. I'm putting this one on my watch list for sure. All right, so let's look up to see why some of these are tradable. Oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of good ways to do it. 7. Oh, for sure. I mean, here's the thing. Like, you can look at the numbers for the Star Wars franchise with Disney. Um, The Force Awakens received really good opening weekend and opening week numbers. So did Rogue One and The Last Jedi. Rogue One and The Last Jedi were obviously under what The Force Awakens put out because it was the first one in 10 years or so. But with Solo, I think everybody was so disappointed after The Last Jedi that some fans even started boycotting Star Wars movies. And so there was just a massive drop. I think it was like 40 or 50% compared to, The Force Awakens and Rogue One and Solo, because I think people were just really upset about The Last Jedi. I didn't boycott them. I went and saw Solo, but yeah, Star Wars Solo took a hit. They're most likely going to lose money. And I just didn't like The Last Jedi. I liked all of them except for The Last Jedi. I thought they were all good. I liked Rogue One, The Force Awakens. I liked Solo even, and I just went and saw that one. And so I try not to be biased either way with it. I liked Solo for the most part, but The Last Jedi was terrible. Anyways, back to, don't get me y'all will get me started talking about nerd stuff, so let me get back to stocks here. Anyways, PAVM looks interesting. Let's look up to see the news on any of these. See why these are moving. What's up, TJ? Good morning, man. Alright, so first one I'm looking at is AXON. See if any recent news came out with this one. Nothing recent on AXON. EDAP is probably my favorite one, although I don't think I can trade this one. Let me look to see if I can trade this first. AXON is tradable. EDAP is not tradable. That's rough. DPW is tradable. That's cool for a 78-cent stock. ZUMZ is tradable. HEAR is tradable. CRON is tradable. DOCU is tradable. PTI is tradable. PAVM is tradable. TOPS is not tradable. So, let's see. 8 out of 10 stocks are tradable. 2 out of those 10 are not tradable today, which isn't too bad. That's decent. Anyways, EDAP. All right, so EDAP is up on FDA clearance of a prostate device. So it received 510K clearance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Its device is for the ablation of prostate tissue. But yeah, FDA clearance with EDAP, and it's up significantly on that news, as it probably should. Another one I'm looking at is DPW. I know this is a blockchain related stock if I remember correctly. And DPW doesn't have anything out on it. The last thing for DPW was out in January. And so DPW is just up, just to be up. On, I guess, technicals, who knows. ZUMZ is another one. Zoomies, skateboard shop in the mall. I don't see anything for Zoomies either. If you know why Zoomies is up, let me know, because I don't see anything for it at all. HEAR is the next one I'm looking at. Let's see if there's anything on this. Alright, so something's up with my Thinkorswim. Hold on. This can't be right. Let me back out and get back. This can't be right. Because I'm sure HEAR has had news since the 17th. Something's going on with it. Let's see. 5:30. I don't know what's up with the news on Thinkorswim. I'm gonna have to restart it on my other computer. So just give me a second, guys. I'll keep looking at it. And I'll go over it again. Let me see. Oh wait, I can use this new app that I have that can look up news. Let me just use it. Alright, so yeah, DPW does have news out on it. I don't know why my Thinkorswim said it didn't. So DPW is up on, hold on one second. Using Bitcoin to repay debt. So DPW is a blockchain related company. So it mined Bitcoin and used that to reduce its debt. It made a payment of $500,000 for a debt it had when it bought Intertech Systems. 600,000 shares moved hands, 4 times its 30-day moving average. All right, so yeah, it's basically paid back a large chunk of its debt using Bitcoin that it mined using blockchain services. And so DPW is up on that news. Let's look at HEAR now. HEAR doesn't have anything out in the last day. Let's look at ZUMZ. That was the one I was originally looking for. All right, so it had an earnings conference. And ZUMZ is up on good earnings. Let me see. I just released its first quarter results. It posted an adjusted loss of 10 cents per share and revenue of 206.29 million. So shares of Zoomies are up 108% in the last year. All right, so yeah, it had good quarterly earnings, better than expected. So that's why ZUMZ is up. Another one I'm looking at is DOCU. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my my Thinkorswim, but I'm using this new app. All right, so yeah, quarter one results are impressive for DOCU. All right, so DOCU was set to open at the highest it's been since its April debut, but it's dropped down since then. That was when it was at 61 cents a share. So now it's all the way back down to 58, and it's bouncing some now. But it posted a smaller than expected adjusted loss, and the revenue beat the estimates of the street. So good results for DOCU, better than expected at least. It also forecasts the second quarter revenue above the analyst expectations as well. And a few brokers have raised the price targets on DOCU. And so this one's interesting. We'll see how this one acts. I don't know how I feel about this one. It's underneath the VWAP now, but we'll see. Another one I'm looking at is PAVM. Gapping up from 1, it's at 108. All right, so PAVM to receive 10.4 mil in gross proceeds from oversubscribed rights offering. So it announced that its previously announced equity subscription rights offering expired at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, and they're no longer exercisable. They received subscriptions that exceeded the number of rights available to be exercised under the rights offering. and they've accepted all valid subscriptions, including up to 9 million. So that's interesting. I mean, I don't really understand any of that, to be honest, but whatever it is, it's causing PAVM to gap up. If you understand it, let me know, because I don't. Another one I'm looking at is CRON, cannabis stock from Canada, I believe. Gapping down a small amount, moving some. We'll see if it has any recent news. Not really anything recent. It had something out yesterday, but it doesn't look like it was good news. And that's basically it for now. I'm still kind of watching TOPS, but I can't trade it on TradeNet. And it's gapping down some, so interesting. We'll see. What's up, James? Good morning, man. Yeah, EDAP is not tradable today. I'm bummed out about it. That's kind of my favorite one. Alright, let me catch back up on some of these comments. Nah, Randy, I mean, I gotta say, episode 8 was disappointing, and I'm hard to disappoint. I'm not one of these people that are gonna boycott it or anything else. I really liked The Force Awakens, I liked Rogue One, and I liked Solo. The Last Jedi was just terrible. It was just long-winded. It didn't make any sense. You know, if you really want me to get into the nerdy stuff, hyperspeed is supposed to be like a tunnel that travels you to like other places. You know what I mean? So the fact that they try to use that to like crash into the ship and now you can use it as like a ramming device is silly. It's dumb. It doesn't fit with what that universe built, if that makes sense. If I'm getting into the nerdy stuff. You know, also Luke Skywalker, you know, if you don't want spoilers in The Last Jedi, you know, mute it right now. But Luke Skywalker, he holograms all the way over to fight Kylo Ren. And then he dies anyway. So, like, what was the point of using the hologram? If he's going to die anyway, like, the whole point of the hologram was that he couldn't hurt him. You know, but then he dies anyway. That's bad writing. That's just bad writing. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it's trying too hard to surprise us. And it's dumb. You know. Anyways, moving on. Good morning, Eric. Bitcoin. Well, no, DPW is up on paying back a large chunk of debt that it owed from Bitcoin. You know, it's a blockchain, which is basically a mining company for cryptos, and it paid back $500,000 in debt that it owed with Bitcoin. So that's ultimately why it's up. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, I kind of like DPW. We'll see how that one. We'll see how that one goes. Yeah, that makes sense, Randy. For Zoomies, skate shop. What do you guys think about Canada passing cannabis laws? I think it's great. You know, I think I wish the U.S. I wish Texas would do it. You know. But that'll probably not happen for a while. AXON, yeah, I'm still watching AXON. It was just kind of, you know, AXON just looked a little sketchy yesterday. You know, it was just really tough to kind of figure out where it's going. And so, I mean, I'll watch it. Not super confident in it. Oh, another one I was watching yesterday was VKTX. I might keep it out of VKTX as well today. So, like I said yesterday, today my goal is to find good risk-reward setups and stick to my plan. You know, that's my goal for today. I need to work on that for sure. This last week has been tough. Last week was great. This week has been really tough, and so I need to, you know, maybe I should try to focus on other stuff. I've been thinking about maybe trying to get involved with washout long setups and 1 minute pullbacks, so long setups again. Right, Jordan. Leia, man, Leia all of a sudden becomes Mary Poppins and can, you know, use the Force. She's never really used it in any other Star Wars movie ever, but you know, because of that, you know, now she's able to do it because it fits the storyline. You know, and don't even get me started with purple hair girl. You know, that was just terrible. You know, I know I wish I could short it, Sinners. Power Zone. I wish I could short EDAP. That's usually my bread and butter right there, shorting these big extended stocks. But yeah, that's really sad about Anthony Bourdain, you know, passing away. That's really sad. Bummer. I liked Anthony Bourdain, man. Really sad. All right, so let's see if I can find anything else that's moving. CVRS. CVRS looks good. This one's gapping up from 72. It's not tradable. That's a bummer, man. Looks good. CVRS, if you could trade it, CVRS is gapping up decent. APHB maybe moving some. PULM, ANY. Yeah, I think that's basically it for now. Still keeping an eye on PAVM. Gapping up 9 cents or so. Under the VWAP now. We'll see. I think this one's really going to want to hold over 1. And so I may look to try to take advantage of that. Looking at down gappers here, CPST. I don't think I can trade this though. IDXG, CLDX, IFON, ATHX, APRN, CFMS, BLNK. Yeah, none of them are really huge down gappers. Friday volume's usually a little slow, so hopefully we get some good setups today. SFIX was another one I was watching. Stitch Fix. It's gapping up from 1967 to 21. And so gapping up 33 cents. Or $1.33. Sultan, I'm laughing at what you were saying, man. Sultan said purple hair girl was one fine older lady. Yeah. Yeah, purple hair girl was the she was the I remember her from Jurassic Park. She was the doctor's girlfriend in Jurassic Park. So that's kind of what I recognized her from. Another problem I had with it, if you really want me to go into it, is that J.J. Abrams obviously set up Finn and Rey to be love interests in the first one, you know, and then Rian Johnson completely throws that out and makes Rose, this new character, Finn's love interest, which just didn't make sense because there wasn't enough character development with it. I would have rathered him made Finn and Rey love interests, you know what I mean, so they can kind of go, and that's what J.J. Abrams ultimately set it up for in The Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson just kind of threw it out, which didn't make any sense, because I think that meshed better, Finn and Rey being love interests, since they were kind of introduced together. That's rough, Jeffrey. Man, what happened, bro? Shorting. That's rough, man. Yeah, Jeffrey, if you end up getting another one, try to take it slow. You know, I just try to use really small sizing. I'm actually making a video about TradeNet and a few other things, and one of the references in that video is small sizing is the way to go on TradeNet, because commissions on TradeNet are 0.006 cents per share. And so I actually have a for the video I was working on, let me see, I actually have a breakdown of TradeNet's commissions. So let me see, let me find it. Here it is. So this is a breakdown of TradeNet's commissions. Actually, I'm working on a video that I'm going to upload this weekend, and so if you want to see the video, just watch it this weekend. But you can see the commission breakdown on TradeNet. So commissions are 0.006 cents per share, but there's a 150 per trade minimum. And so the absolute least you're ever going to pay is $1.50 per trade, or $3 for a round trip. And you can see I kind of break it down per share size, but from 100 shares up to 1,000. You know, 100 shares up to 200 is only 150 per trade, or $3 for a round trip. And 1,000 shares is really only $6 per trade, or $12 for a round trip. And really, that's cheaper than a large majority of other brokers. Most brokers are at least $12 for a round trip, at least $6 or $7 per trade, regardless of your share size. So I'll be going over this more in depth in the video I put up this weekend. But yeah, it's, you know, one of the good things about TradeNet is that you can use small sizing. Right, Adi, but the way to do it is like, if you're a new trader, would you rather blow up your account really quickly, or would you rather kind of gradually draw it out and take the time to learn how to trade? You know, that's at least my mentality. Every trader can do it their own way. I'm just saying what, you know, what I kind of use as my guide to do it. I would rather take the time and learn how to trade, because if you're a brand new trader, you're most likely going to lose your account anyway. And so it's all about account preservation when you get started. And, you know, if you try to jump in using big sizing, your account will be gone in a few days, and it's just not gonna, you know, you're not gonna have the time to actually learn how to trade. This is just my mentality with trading. Like I said, everybody has their own way, but at least that's how I go about it, you know, because usually, like, the truth is, to be really good at trading is probably going to take at least a year, usually more than that, regardless of what anybody says. And so, you know, if you use too big of sizing from the beginning, you know, it's going to cost you a lot more in that kind of market tuition to learn how to be profitable. Where if you take it slow, you can use small sizing and try to take the time to work on your trades, work on your positions using real money but with small sizing. Right, right. They forgot about gravity, Rustle. They completely forgot about gravity, when they're dropping those things. Yeah, for sure. Market makers will get you stopped out. That's why I don't set real stops. I just set mental stops. But I try to never walk away from the computer, and I still try to set tight stops, but it's just mental because if they see your stops, they will try to stop you out, at least from what I see. Right, Mitch. That's the way to do it. Like sizing is farther down the road after you're consistently profitable. Like if you can make $10 a day on average, and you're consistent for not just a few weeks but a few months, then that's the time to use bigger sizing. And until then, you got to just take it slow. No matter how tempting it can be to use bigger sizing, you know. Yeah, for sure. Like I use mental stops, tiny like that. I found that out the hard way. I mean, market makers are still going to try to stop you out by just pushing the stock right over previous support or resistance levels and then dropping it back down. But if you set real stops, they can see those in the order flow, in the order book. And so they'll stop you out on purpose just to get you out. And it can be really frustrating and kind of ruin your day when you see a stock go right up to where your stop loss is, trigger it, and then go right back down to where you wanted it to. Good luck, Teddy. I hope you do well, man. Right, that's the most important thing, Eric. Right, that's true. Speedy Gonzalez said they saw a software once where market makers could just open up the spread for a short time to take out the stop losses. And like I said, I'm not liable for any losses you take. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable for anything. You always got to make your own assessment of the market. I don't give advice for profit or anything like that. Just have to say that for liability reasons. But that's just what I've heard. I don't know for sure, but it seems very plausible that market makers could do that. Good morning, outsiders. Nice, Mitch. Good job, bro. Good to hear, Eric. For TradeNet Mob, um, TradeNet, I mean, you don't even have to trade the demo account. If you sign up for TradeNet, you should be able to just request the funded account. Usually it takes about 3 days from my experience. You just message them and say, hey, I'm ready for the funded account, and they'll email you your login info. Yeah, PAVM's tradable, surfing. All right, guys, market opens up in about 4 minutes. Kind of bummed out I can't trade EDAP. That's one I really wanted to trade. All right, guys. So, biggest watches are DPW, ZUMZ, AXON, HEAR, and PAVM. Right, exactly, Randy. Yeah, it happens for sure, man. I've seen it. It happened for me a lot. Like I've had a few trades on my stream where it's like I set a stop loss and it goes right up to that stop loss, stops me out within like 1 or 2 cents, and then drops right back down. You know. OSN looks somewhat interesting as well. And OSN is tradable. So I may watch OSN too. Alright guys, we got about 2 minutes left until the open. So good luck everyone. Hope everyone has a good Friday. Hopefully I can get a profitable trade today, but it's all about risk reward is what I'm focusing on now. Pot stock should be watched today. The only one I really have on my watch list is Kron. I'm trying to think of what another one is. A lot of the pot stocks I can't trade. But yeah, we got a minute and a half, guys. CRMD Kingman. Yeah, CRMD doesn't look too bad. It's a penny stock. It's doubtful I can trade it, but it doesn't look bad. Yeah, it's not tradable, unfortunately. Alright guys, we got 1 minute. Raza asked if I call my trades here. You know, I'll let you know when I get into it, but usually I jump into it first. I try to walk you through the kind of the mentality I have with it and the strategy I'm trying to use, but sometimes I jump in before, so. Yeah, I kind of like EDAP. It's been riding the VWAP. I'm more short bias with it. It had good news, but we'll see what happens. XXII, Jeffrey. All right, market's opening up right now, guys, so good luck. There's the bell. All right, so watching DPW and PAVM here. CRON is starting to tank some. At least it did right before it opened. Wow, big drop in ZUMZ and Zoomies. Huge drop really quickly. Look at this drop. People covering, I guess, from holding overnight, maybe. That's a huge drop, though, in Zoomies. Makes me kind of want to get it in for a rebound play. I think it may rebound some, but who knows? It's all the way down to 29. AXON dropping down some. And Zoomies, terrible drop really quick down to 29. The spread is just too crazy for me to want to jump into it right now. EDAP starting to push up. It's at 406. We'll see how it acts right here at this pre-market high at 412. DPW trying to push over the VWAP here. But man, look at this drop on zoomies. This thing just filled the entire gap down. This thing must have had some bad news out. I gotta look up the news on zoomies because look at this drop. It just filled the entire gap in 2 minutes. This thing just dropped all the way down to where it closed at yesterday. And it was a big gap too. Something had to come out with it. Not really. I don't really see any news out on zoomies. No recent news that would have caused this massive drop, but man, really kind of tough to trade. Look at this thing, man. Oof, scary. That would have been a nice short. AXON starting to drop as well, down to 475. PTI rebounding some, it's up to 308. Yeah, Zoomy's getting hit hard. Crazy drop. I'm going to let the market calm down some. DPW looks like maybe a good short. But man, market's being a little crazy today. Look at EDAP as well. That thing dropped down from 412 to 320 or 330, about 330, 335. And then it rebounded right back. So market's looking a little sketchy today. So be careful, guys. But man, zoomies is kind of the crazy thing today. This thing just filled that entire gap plus more in 2 minutes. DARE. DARE, dare, running up some. Not tradable. But dare, if you can trade it, looks interesting. Kron taking a hit, which is surprising. I thought they had good news for the medical cannabis stocks. You see Kron starting to wash here. Down to 729. And EDAP, I mean, I can't trade this one, but look at this drop here. It's still holding above the VWAP, breaking the highs here on EDAP. And we have AXON bouncing up, maybe touching the VWAP here. PAVM, maybe a good short. Dropping down. EDAP starting to drop back down again, testing the VWAP, breaking under the VWAP here. watching HEAR. LOMA running up some. LOMA needs some more volume though, very low volume. Here's EDAP breaking under these lows. I really thought about shorting AXO in there when it pushes up, taps the VWAP, but it's too early, I think. It's still a little bit too unpredictable. HEAR may look interesting if it breaks under the VWAP here. Broke under 21. If HEAR gets up there and touches the VWAP, I may jump in. DOCU coming down, breaking the lows here. DOCU. It was really, man, I gotta trust my instincts. So this is a pattern that I've been seeing fulfilling a decent amount. Basically, a stock starts to go down, breaks underneath the VWAP, pushes up and taps it, and then drops right back down. This is what I was looking at for HEAR. It just dropped a little bit too quick for me to really get into it. But down to 2056, a little bit too late. AXON rebounding all the way back. We'll see what happens here. EDAP breaking under these lows, but the low of the day is so far under that. Nice, Eric. Good job, bro. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I wish I could trade EDAP, but I can't. So I was actually looking at HEAR, but EDAP, I mean, it's up a lot. Washout long maybe on AXON. I said I was going to try to mess with those a little bit more. We'll see. VKTX. Yeah, there's the washout long on AXON. VKTX too. Man, VKTX is running here. There goes AXON up to 511. What did DPW end up doing? Tanking. See if we can get it closer to 5 so I can get an entry on AXON. AXON getting close to these highs. I gotta start taking advantage of these dip buys. I called this one out, breaking the high of the day. Beautiful setup there, breaking over the whole dollar, coming back down, finding it as support, and then running up, breaking the high of the day. Regardless, it could have been a nice 15-cent profit from it, but didn't take advantage of it. TRXC. Yeah, kind of, I really like the long setup after it came back down to hold 5. But I think I'm just a little hesitant after this last week has been tough. I think dip buys are kind of the way to go in this market, especially after this past week. TRXC still pushing up to 363. PTI washing back down. AETI. There goes AXON. Man, I just got to trust my instincts a little bit more. Not instincts, my trade ideas. I don't know if anybody heard me, but I said if it drops back down to 5, I like getting into it on a long setup. Would have been up 20-something cents if at its highs, but missed it. But yeah, really nice setup. And maybe I should start focusing on longs more. Who knows? But called that one out and didn't take advantage of it. At least it worked for me. But yeah, I really need to start focusing on dip buys. I think dip buys are the way to go right now, both long and short. Wait for pullbacks. Yeah, I don't think I can trade TPIV. But man, TPIV looks good. Wow, TPIV is probably the biggest runner today. Look at TPIV, guys. Sorry, I'm just not looking at this one. Yeah, I can't trade it, unfortunately. But man, look at that run. From, what was it, 550 to 887 already today in 15 minutes or so. VKTX breaking the highs of the day again. Up to 1014. 1015 breaking over the high. We'll see what AXON can do here. Let me see if I can find anything else that looks good. AKAO running up some. ONDK. All right, so AXON coming back down to this whole dollar. Down to 5. Breaking under 5 here. Testing the VWAP area. ROKU breaking the highs of the day here at 39.50 just about. Yeah, it's just tough to see what AXON is going to do here. It just broke under the VWAP down to 490. MBVX. There goes EDAP. Like I said, pulling up to the VWAP, tapping it, and then dropping back below these lows here. Not tradable and trading at them. What did DPW ended up dropping? MBVX. Yeah, look at MBVX halted. Not tradable, unfortunately. Looking at HEAR, this thing's starting to run as well. HEAR trying to break these highs of the day. It did apparently already. AXON pushing right back to 5. Randy said getting into TPIV with a small account is like trying to go into the Bermuda Triangle during hurricane season with the rowboat. I like that. I might use that. Core. Yeah, look at Core here. Wow. VKTX still bouncing off of that VWAP area. Thinking about jumping in DOCU here on this pullback. VWAP is at 58. All right, so there goes HEAR breaking out here. Yeah, know where we sold? All right, so AXON ended up coming all the way back down to 480s. Still haven't jumped in anything yet. Trying to find a decent pullback play. Maybe HEAR here on this pullback. All the way back down to the VWAP. There goes DOCU. Yeah, today's the day I just call out good setups and just don't take advantage of them. Because if you heard me, I said I was really thinking about getting in DOCU on this pullback. I was looking at the 5-minute on my other screen though. You can see why I wanted to get in here. It had this pullback up to the VWAP. And so the risk reward was relatively decent from the entry here at 57.50 to 57.80 something. Down to 56.40s. But didn't take advantage of it. Maybe AXON looks good here if it's going to break the lows to buy on a pullback. On this pushback up here. It's just far away from the VWAP. DPW, I mean, it's a cheap stock, but it seems to be following a downward trend here. Let's see, my risk if I got in here on DPW would be way up here at 490. And reward would only be at 470. So it's just a 1-to-1 risk reward spot. Needs it to push up a little bit more for it to be a good one. Yeah, I don't see anything I really like as well. I had a few good call outs, being EDAP, DOCU, and what was it, AXON when it broke those highs. But since then, I mean, it's just tough to find a good setup right now. You know, I did also call out HEAR right here, saying might be a good buy right here when it's right around the VWAP. And I may start trying to take advantage of these VWAP plays. But when it broke down to 2150, that would have been a good entrance because it bounced back to 22. TROV is just dropping, somebody said. TROV, yeah, I wonder what happened here. Maybe a split, I don't know. ASNA. Yeah, ASNA starting to break out some. Riding the VWAP closely here. But yeah, in this market, really, dips and pullbacks are kind of the way to go, at least for me. And so that's something I'm going to start focusing on more. No more getting in right at the low of the day break. I think that's just inherently risky. I think the better way to approach it is to get in on pullbacks after a low of the day break maybe, or, you know, pullbacks before a low of the day break in anticipation of it. Yeah, reverse split is what it seemed like one. It's just too massive of a drop to not be. But yeah, look at ASNA. VKTX pushing up, testing this VWAP area as well. Nice surfing. Good trade, bro. Good trade. May think about shorting ASNA on the backside of this move once it starts to come back down. Maybe a target of the VWAP at 415. Gotta wait for the other side of it though. VKTX looks interesting here. The way to get in would have been this pullback though, up to 986. Nice. Nice, Mitch. Good trade. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Randy. AXON. I mean, I noticed that a few days ago. AXON's just not been reliable for me. So I stopped. I stopped really wanting to get into it 2 days ago. This just really hasn't been too predictable. I mean, look at it. It has a washout long, goes up to 520, drops back to the lows. Now it's back up. It's just sideways right now. A-Core. Yeah, A-Core is going crazy today. A-Core is tradable, surprisingly. Kind of a crazy chart, though. Yeah, I haven't gotten in anything today. Today's been a little tough. I mean, VKTX looked like a good play. Um, and also, like, there's certain glimpses of good trades in AXON. Like, for instance, it broke under the VWAP, tapped it, and then dropped down to 474. Getting in on this pullback may have been a good idea, but it was right around the whole dollar. That was one of them. Obviously, the washout long, which has been pretty reliable lately at $5 on AXON, looked decent. Let's look at the daily. So it's at 491. So it got rejected at about what, like 523? Yeah, it ran into this resistance right here. Like if you look at this chart, right at 523 is where it got rejected right here. So you can see a lot of resistance in the 540s, some in the 520s and the 530s. So yeah, it's just running into this big resistance level right there. HTBX. Yeah, I just didn't see anything I really liked today. I mean, I saw a few things, but SFIX, yeah, that one's running too. I saw a few things that looked okay, but nothing that really made me fall in love with it, you know. Which is okay. Some days you shouldn't trade if you don't see good setups. Better than forcing trades. AZRX maybe. IQ, look at IQ. RUBI pushing up. You see RUBI starting to spike here. What else? APTO running up some at 396. A and W. There's the drop in VKTX here. We'll see what AXON can do. VKTX dropping under these lows here. Appreciate the sub, Darren. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, Mitch, that looks like a good trade on VKTX. Appreciate it, Marcel. Nice, Mitch. Good job, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, there wasn't a lot of good setups today that I saw. VKTX was one of the good ones, though. Broke under the VWAP, held it as resistance, and then continued to fall. A good entry would have been here on this pullback up to 985. Just not trying to force anything. I saw a few good setups, but didn't get there in time. And so just trying not to force anything as of this point. Nice, Mitch. Yeah, we'll see what AXON does for the rest of the day. Not super confident in it. Just been a little choppy lately. Nice trade, Mitch. Good job, bro. Yeah, aside from that, I don't see too much I really like. Let me look to see if I can find anything else that's moving. FCSC. No, don't really like it. AZRX. HEAR continues to bounce right around the VWAP area. But if HEAR breaks under the VWAP at 950, I'll consider shorting it. Maybe into a push and a bounce. But if not, I'm not going to toy with it. PTI here looks somewhat interesting as well, although it's been moving a little slow. PTI is right around 3, which is the low of the day. Had this big down drop yesterday. If I did take this one, it'd be something like 200 shares. The spread on HEAR is just kind of gnarly. I don't want to mess with it with the spread that big. All right, here's AXON. Coming back down at 477 now. Bounced off the VWAP. been bouncing too much there. Still just kind of waiting to see if I can see any good setups. Like I said, I'm waiting for maybe HEAR to drop under that 2150 level, under the VWAP. And then maybe bounce, hold it as resistance, jump in there. We'll see. MTP starting to run a little bit here. ASNA, man, I gotta trust these instincts or these trade ideas. I don't know if anybody remembers me saying I'll maybe look to short this on the backside down to the VWAP. Did just that. Set it right around 430, so it would have been up a small amount. So I called out a lot of good setups, just didn't take advantage of them. But if I analyze the setups I called out, today would have been a profitable day. So try to stay confident in that. But got to work on being hesitant now. I think it's just been a tough week. Nice, Patrick. Hey, bro. Glad somebody could take advantage of my trade idea again, man. If only I could not be hesitant, you know. All right, so here goes HEAR breaking underneath that VWAP area I was talking about. I'm going to look for it to bounce. And then maybe get in going short. Got to bounce though. If not, DOCU breaking these lows here. See, here's another trade idea I called out. Called it out right here at 57.75 around the VWAP for a dip buy going short, and this thing just tanked back down. Got to trust my instincts. Not instincts. I don't like instincts. I think instincts is the wrong word. Got to trust my trade ideas. Yeah, HEAR, I mean, it did what I thought it would, but didn't really give me an entry, so I'm not too disappointed in that one. Cron. Yeah, if you are still holding ASNA, I mean, my trade idea with that one was to exit around the VWAP. And so it may find support there. But it may keep dropping, I don't know. But that was just my, if I would have gotten in it, that would have been my trade idea. Down to the VWAP for a 10 or 15 cent gain. Alright, so DOCU here, breaking under the lows. Maybe look for a bounce first. But the problem with this one is that it's right around the closing price yesterday, and it definitely has some support at 54. Which one, Mitch? VKTX, I'm assuming. Oh, no, not VKTX. You're probably talking about HEAR. Alright, so here's the bounce back on DOCU. And AXON finally dropping under these lows. It's got some support at 466. So watching that level. Yeah, this one, I mean, it just didn't really give me an entry with it. I mean, that was my trade idea, but it didn't give me an entry with it. I called this one out, breaking it under the VWAP, but my plan with this one was when it dropped down to get in on a bounce back to test the 2150 level, and it just never bounced back to test 2150. So that's kind of the reason I didn't take advantage of it. Yeah, AXON had support at 466. Yeah, see, it touched 466 exactly and then bounced back. Patterns work, man. You can see patterns work. Support and resistance works. You just got to find out, you know, kind of learn the subtle nuances of it. Yeah, for sure, Mitch. I mean, it, like I said, with HEAR, my ultimate plan, like I called out, was it to break under the VWAP and then hold that area as resistance. And you can see in this drop, it just never pushed back up to test this. You know, I would have bought in, I would have shorted it right around 2150 if it, you know, looking for it to, the VWAP and that $0.50 to act as resistance. And it just never ended up testing that level again. You know, it just dropped really quickly all the way down to under 21. And so that's why I didn't pull the trigger on that one. But, you know, it ended up dropping like I thought it would. HTBX. I don't think I can trade this one. Let me see. I don't think this one's tradable. No. Yeah, I remember this one. I couldn't trade it in the past. EDAP. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't think I could trade EDAP either. No. So, I mean, here's a bounce on AXON. Problem is, it's got some support at 466. That's the only thing kind of worrying me about it. CRON breaking under these lows here. VDAP touching that VWAP. Or VKTX touching that VWAP, sorry. Yeah, I'm starting to like the VWAP more and more, though. I can see that, you know, like for instance, HEAR, like it acts as a pretty big support and resistance level. And so one of the setups that I'm kind of starting to look for with the VWAP is this exact setup on VKTX. So like for instance, I think Mitch took this trade. But you can see VKTX pushes, it fails, breaks underneath the VWAP, and it holds as resistance. And so I want, you know, I'd like to get in once it breaks these lows here and then pulls back up to test that VWAP area, buying in on the pullback up and then riding it down to wherever, you know. Something I've been noticing more and more. Maybe something I try to implement. HUYA. Yeah, HUYA going up nicely today. Yeah, I'm probably done for the day. I didn't see too much I really liked. I called out a few good setups that I didn't take advantage of, but as of now, I don't see too much I like. I probably won't end up getting into anything else for the rest of the day. So, Mitch, are you streaming today? If Mitch is streaming, go check out Mitch's stream. As funny as that sounds, hold on. I'll find the link. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I day trade every weekday morning from 8:45 a.m. all the way until about 10:30 market time. Every weekday morning. Today I didn't get in anything, but I usually end up getting into at least 1 or 2 trades during the day. And so make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to check that out. Like I said, every weekday. Also, if you want to do me a favor and help support this channel, click the like button right now in this video. It does help support us, and I appreciate any support we can get. So if you could click the like button as a personal favor, I definitely appreciate it. And yeah, guys, Mitch is going to be streaming now, so go check out his channel. There's a link in the chat box right now, and I think Mitch will be streaming today as well, so you can go check out Mitch if you have time. And yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all on Monday. I should have a few videos I upload this weekend, so be on the lookout for those as well. And everybody have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. What's up, NYC? Where you been? Nice, Patrick. Hey, glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. Hey, somebody's taking advantage of my trade ideas, so that's always good to hear, man. Happy for you, bro. Good job, man. Thanks for watching, too. Glad somebody can take advantage of him. If I'm too scared to get into it, at least somebody is taking advantage of my trade ideas. You know, because a lot of times I think my trade ideas are pretty spot on. I don't know what it is. I tend to get really hesitant when I'm having a bad week, and so I guess I should be a little bit more proactive with my trades maybe. But yeah, go check out Mitch's stream, and I'll see you all later. Have a good one, guys.